Hello, current and future subscribers. If you're anything like me, you have a collection of flashlights at home. I find it fascinating. It's a not so expensive hobby. It's not like a crutch. It's not like drugs. So I spend a lot of money on flashlights. I don't know what to tell you. Recently, I purchased the new Arcfeld UV and white light combo, and it did come with a different charger than I'm used to. Actually, it came with the same charger as the Perun 2 Mini, and that is a black plastic 1 amp charger. Olight is known for these types of chargers. They're magnetically coupled to the back of the flashlight. You just kind of slap them on. So this is what that looks like. A lot easier than doing a USB-C, having USB-C cables floating around the house. Now I just have a bunch of these floating around the house. But the new ones are slightly different than the old ones. Here's that comparison. Old ones are a little bit smaller and like a blue metal. New ones are plastic. They still hold the same part number, but is there anything different about them? I don't know. Can you use the new charger on the old flashlights? Can you use the old charger on the new flashlights? That's what I'm here today to determine. So what I've done is, surprisingly, out of all the flashlights that I have from them, the Perun 2 Mini is the only one that you can actually get to the positive and negative terminals going to the flashlight and charge it at the same time. It's just, this one has an upside down battery. All the complex connections are in the base side. So on this one, the shell is positive, the pad is negative. So I was able to hook up a meter to that and watch the charge curves for all these different kinds of flashlights. So let's watch some time lapse together. Lapses together. First one up is the MCC 1 amp, the old style blue metal. The flashlight was fully discharged when I put it on here, and comes up to just under 4.2 volts before cutting out. It looks like 4.18 volts before it cuts out. So that's what I expect. So that's the old style charger on the new flashlight. Next up is the new style charger on the new flashlight. This is MCC 1 amp, but the new plastic version. In the background, you can see the charge current isn't quite an amp, and that's because these are a switching regulator. So it's more of a constant power. It's not a linear regulator, so you're not burning off an amp at 5 volts to get an amp at 3.5 volts. It's switching. So this one cuts out, I missed it. It's like 4.205 volts. Just expected. Cuts off just above 4.2 and you're good. These are both 1 amp chargers. Next up here is going to be the MCC 1A, 1.5A, 2A. So if I'm going to believe that, you can charge a 2 amp flashlight with this charger the same way you would charge a 1 amp flashlight. This specific charger came with the Odin Mini, which requires 2 amps of charging. So here we go. Again, fully discharged flashlight, and you can see that it's only pulling 0.89 amps at 5 volts. So the flashlight's about an amp. Same story. This one cuts off at, let's see. This one does some trickle charging after it cuts off the full current. It looks like we're going to stop at just under 4.2 volts. And you'll notice that this one skips. It stops and starts partway through. I don't know if it's trying to negotiate the charge current again or how that works. But there is some sort of black magic happening in these things, because there's no way, if you were to connect a 2 amp charger onto an unknown battery, that 2 amp charger will just give the full 2 amps. So there is some sort of negotiation for charge current going on in these flashlights, which it's exciting. It's pretty cool. Next up, I did test the black MCC 1 amp again. Actually, I tested the second one. It is a little bit different on the second one. It charged a little bit higher I think we ended up at a little under 4.2 volts. Let's see here. No, this one stopped a little bit soon, so I'm not sure why. 4.16 volts around. Last up here is the charge brick that came with one of my O bulbs. This one just says 2 amps. It doesn't say anything about 1.5 or 1 amp charging. So let's see what this one does. Again, we're starting off with a fully discharged battery, and again, it does that weird skipping thing where it's negotiating charge current. And there's your 4.2. It does a little bit of trickle charging. 4.206 was the final number before I pulled it off. So again, I can't verify that it's only an amp, but I can look at the times, from similar voltages and kind of estimate the charge current. So there's some sort of black magic going on in these things to negotiate charge current. Again, it's exciting. It's pretty cool. I really like the magnetic chargers because you can really just, you don't even have to get close. You can do it with your eyes closed. You don't have to have a bunch of USB-C cables floating around the house. I am personally an Apple fan and an Olight fan because they have a proprietary, not because, but the proprietary component of the charging doesn't bother me. So other people have their own opinions, but I like the magnetic charging. So if you like this video, smash the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.